Hello, and welcome again to Reading with Miss Christina. We're going to be reading one of my favorite books today. I read this book so much as a kid. It's my absolute favorite. It's The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. It's by a wolf. Ha ha ha. No, really. It says told to John Skedska. That's the actual author. So, yeah. See, you can even see in the front here. This book belongs to Josh and Christina Edwards. It's one of my books as a kid. Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story. Because no one has ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheeps and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, people would probably think you were big and bad too. And there he is. See? There he is with the cheeseburger. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold and I ran out of sugar. See, there he is making the cake, but if you look, there's bunny ears. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig. And he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house out of straw? See? He's walking up to the house made out of straw. So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into somebody else's house, so I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar from my dear old granny's birthday. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed. And I sneezed a great sneeze. Oh, there he is. See, he's sneezing so big. And there's the house. And you know what? That whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there. See, he's sniffling his nose. And there's the little pig down here. I was feeling a little bit better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house out of sticks. I rang the doorbell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, Go away! You can't come in. I'm shaving my hairs on my chinny chin chin. So see, there's his house. It's made out of sticks. And he's shaving. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed, and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was a second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Yep, see? He's sneezing. And there's the little pig. Now you know food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little bit better. And I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brothers. He must have been the brains of the family. He had built his house out of bricks. I knocked on the brick house, no answer. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that rude little porker answered? Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again. So, see, he's all nice and full, and there's the brick house. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, And your old granny can sit on a pin. See, he's wiping his nose. And there's the pig looking at him out the window. Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when someone talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down this pig's door, and the whole time I was a huffing and a puffing and a sneezing and making a real scene. See, there he is. And see the cops down here at the bottom? The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the two pigs I have for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all that huff and puff and blow your house down, and they made me the big bad wolf. That's it, the real story. I was framed. See, there he is in the paper. And I think that is the last of it. Nope, one more. And maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar. And there's the wolf. All right. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed the story. It's, like I said, it's one of my favorites. I always get really excited. So I'm glad I could share it with you. Have a great day.